Thank you for joining us tonight on Our Schools, Our Future. We have quite an exciting show. We're going to meet with students from Dominican, Rummel, and Chappell. And starting off, we have students from Dominican. We have Rachel, we have Adelia, did I say that right?
Yes.
Great, and we have Brooke. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Now, what year are you all at Dominican?
Senior.
Senior?
I'm a sophomore.
I'm a senior.
Oh, okay. Well, my daughter went to Dominican. My daughter Kelly graduated in '07. So you'll be graduating this year. Are you excited, sad, all of the above?
All of the above.
Have you thought about your plans for next year?
In terms of college, not really sure which one, but I'd like to study English or liberal arts in that field.
Oh, well, that's great. I taught English, so that would be a wonderful field, and you can come back and teach in a Catholic school.
At Dominican, yeah.
There you go. Go back to Dominican. That would be wonderful. And how about you, Rachel?
For me, in terms of schools, I don't know yet, but I do want to do something with science.
Oh, that's
somewhere in that
great.
field.
And you know, we talk about science and different things that are happening. Yesterday, or Monday, you all had a huge announcement, and you all announced the beginning of a program that you all are calling
Stream.
Stream.
Yes.
And that stands for science.
Science,
Go for it.
technology, religion, engineering, arts, and mathematics.
That is wonderful. So it's like STEM, except you add that most important component of religion and then the arts.
Yes.
Well, that's great. Well, tell us about the celebration. What happened with that?
Well, we were all gathered into an assembly, and they showed it on the board, and everybody, you could feel like everybody got excited, and everybody was just in awe, this is amazing what's about to happen. I don't know, it's just a lot.
And how would you describe what's going to happen? I mean, what does this mean, the stream? How is it going to be different at Dominican? What's going to be happening?
Well, we're building a whole new science wing to double the size of all of our labs. So
wow.
we'll basically be we'll be increasing our science and technology throughout the school.
Oh man, that's going to be neat. And you know, when Dr. Thomas first told me about it, she mentioned something about a room in the new building where you can just go up and brainstorm ideas. Did they talk about that a little bit?
It's going to be the new discussion room, and we could take students from different areas of our curriculum, like maybe religion and science or English and religion, and kind of have an intermingling of discussions and relating both subjects together. So to kind of bring it all into a holistic approach to learning.
Wow, that is so exciting, and to see that building go up. And the thing that I think is so neat about it as well is that in talking to Dr. Thomas, so many people are supporting this. The alums are behind it. Obviously, as you said, it caused such excitement for the students. And even though as seniors, you all won't be there to see this happening, your children, your daughters may one day take advantage of this, and you'll still be there.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let me ask you, for your years at Dominican, of course, it's a Catholic school. And what that means is that what is instilled in our Catholic education is that you go out in the community and you make a difference. I know that as seniors, you all have taken part in a lot of service projects and worked towards making the world a better place through your actions. Could you tell us a little bit about what you've done in that regard and maybe how that has impacted you?
Well, for Dominican, we have to receive service hours, do our service hours by our junior year. So that definitely teaches us whenever we work summer camps, maybe I worked at an animal shelter. So definitely those experiences help you whenever you are off in college, no longer at Dominican, you'll still have those experiences there to teach you how to live when you're not at Dominican anymore and work with others, yes.
And just going out there and making the world a better place. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your experience with that?
Well, I worked at a camp for children who have spina bifida, and it was with the greater New Orleans area, and it was extremely rewarding just being able to help out the parents, help out the kids, just watching these kids have the time of their lives, either swimming or doing arts and crafts was amazing. And then I also worked at Second Harvest in New Orleans as well. So just being able to have that hands-on approach of seeing your work do good while you're doing it is such a great experience.
Well, and as you were saying, you've made a difference. You could see those kids enjoying themselves, and you were making a difference in their lives. And that's what, in Catholic education, we want our students to take on throughout their lifetime, of the importance of going back and making the world a better place. And Adelia, you are involved in sports.
Yes, ma'am, basketball and volleyball.
Well, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, at Dominican, basketball and volleyball, like, sports are really stressed. They're very important to us. It's not number one. Of course, number one, you're a student, but sports, like, they help you, sportsmanship and, like, being a Catholic and
how to treat others.
Yes, exactly. So when you're a Catholic, being Catholic, what you learn in church, what you learn in Mass, everything you learn, it ties into sportsmanship, how you treat others on the court and off the court. So, yeah.
Well, and you know what? I think that's what sports really does teach.
Yeah.
And because you live your faith in all that you do. And you went to St. Dominic as well.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know Miss LeBlanc is an advocate of sports.
Yeah.
So I know that you have been very involved in that. And the sportsmanship piece of it, once again, that's the way that just in all you do and how you treat others, whether you're in the workplace as an adult, whether you're in the school during the day, that's what we do. We live our faith in all that we do. It's almost time to end. Didn't it go by fast?
Yeah.
It wasn't, so it was fun. But if you were telling an elementary student what you got out of Dominican and why they should go to Dominican, what would you say? Tell us about the uniqueness, what makes it so special to you?
I would say that my Dominican experience was definitely fulfilling in every single way.
Well, that's wonderful.
Well, my experience isn't over. I've two more years, but I would say, like, Dominican, it just feels like a home. Everybody, we're all sisters and we all love each other. We all come together and we're all going through the same thing. So, yeah.
I'd say that Dominican has prepared me to be a well-balanced person, not only spiritually, academically, and socially, but in all the other ways that I know myself and that I've come to know other students as well.
Well, you know, ladies, I have really enjoyed this time. I appreciate you doing this. The whole stream sounds so exciting, and I think what I've enjoyed about this conversation is just seeing, whether it's through the service hours or whether it's through playing sports, just the way Dominican has instilled the lifelong living of your faith in all that you do. So once again, thank you all for being here today. We really enjoyed it, and I'm glad I got to talk to you all. And we will be right back with some gentlemen from Rummel, so stay tuned.
I needed help finding a doctor.
Pace.
I needed help with my medication.
Pace.
I needed help getting around.
The Shirley Landry Benson Pace Center is a place that helps seniors remain in their homes, providing the care they need. If you or a family member are over 55 years old, you may be eligible for benefits offered by PACE. For more information, contact us at 504-835-0006. PACE, caring for those who cared for us.
Welcome back. I have some gentlemen with us from Rummel, and we're very excited to hear about things that are going on at Rummel. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
And let's see, if I can get this right, we have Caleb,
Yes, ma'am.
Kevin, and Tim. I got that right. Good. Well, once again, thank you so much for being here today. And you know, I know you're all seniors,
Yes, ma'am.
so you've been at Rummel a while, and you're getting ready to move on next year. Have you all thought about your plans for next year, and maybe where are you thinking about going? Can you give us some insight into that? And Kevin, we'll start with you.
I'm thinking about going to LSU and going into pre-med and going down the medical tract. So.
Now, you've had some experience with that at Rummel with the medical classes that they're offering. Could you tell us about that and how you think that might prepare you?
Yes, ma'am. I did the biomedical track for 1 year, and it really gave me an insight on the pre-med track. So I think it prepared me well for that.
So you think you're going to like it?
Yes, ma'am.
You've
Love
had that
it.
first taste of it, and you know that it really is your interest.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that is wonderful. It gives you the opportunity to see, is this something you want to do? You might have gotten into it and said, you know what, this isn't for me, but that didn't happen. And
There's a
now
lot
you
of
know.
hands-on activities that I loved. so,
Really?
yes.
Like what?
We did multiple experiments and different things on what you would be doing in the medical field, so it
That
was
is
really cool.
That is cool. And Caleb, you mentioned that you're looking into business, and so you took one of the engineering classes.
Yes, ma'am. Either business or construction management for
That's
college.
great.
Yes,
Did
ma'am.
you enjoy the engineering class? And do you
Yes,
think?
ma'am. It was pretty tough, but it's going to get me prepared for
Yeah.
next year.
And I think Rummel is a very challenging school, especially with these new classes. You have the pre-law classes, the pre-med classes, and the engineering classes. And from what I'm hearing, they are challenging, but they are very interesting, and it lets you really drill down into what your interests may be.
Right.
So it's wonderful to see that. And have you decided for next year? Or are you still thinking
No,
about
ma'am.
that?
I'm undecided right now.
Okay, all right. And Tim, tell us, what are you thinking about for next year?
I hope to be an engineering student at Notre Dame next year.
Oh, that is wonderful. That is great. I'm a big LSU and Notre Dame fan, so way to go. And I'm interested in seeing what you decide to do as you get that information. I would love to hear about that.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you all have, before we came on the air, you were telling me how much you have just loved being at Rummel. What are some of the things in which you have been involved?
Well, okay. I'm involved in, I'm a big brother at the school, and I'm also on the basketball team.
Wow. Now, what does it mean to be a big brother?
Well, we help out the 8th and 9th graders and newcomers, and we help them see how Rummel can change you and make you a leader.
I was in a mass recently at Rummel,
Mm-hmm.
and when I go to the high schools, I have to say the 8th graders, they can use a big brother. You see them at the beginning of the school year, and you remember when you were in 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's so very important to have someone that's looking out for them, and I think that's such a nice thing that Rummel does, and you all do that so well. And then sports.
Yes, ma'am.
We had the young lady that talked from Dominican that was saying about the sportsmanship in playing the sports at Rummel. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do and what you enjoy doing in that regard?
Well, yes, basketball is definitely my first love, but on the court, you give everybody a lot of respect, and you show sportsmanship, and you don't be selfish and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's good. It shows a lot as to how you can treat others and, on and off the field. And Tim, why don't you tell us a little bit, what have you been involved in at Rummel?
This year I'm actually the drum major of the Rummel Chapelle Band and Eucharistic minister with campus ministry. Those were the two biggest things for me.
Oh, that is wonderful. So you have an opportunity to really live your faith through being a Eucharistic minister. So I think that's wonderful. Thank you for doing that. And that brings us to service. And I think Rummel has really instilled the need for service and making the world a better place. And you all have done service hours through your years at Rummel. And Kevin, why don't you tell us a little bit about your service hours and what you chose to do? And
Each year we're required to have a different amount of service hours, and this year we have to get 25. And I get a lot of my hours through the club ambassadors on campus. So
okay, tell us about that, please.
we go out into the community, we work different auctions and different fundraisers for non-charity events.
Oh, wow. Well, that's wonderful. So you can work in people that really need raising money for different charities and different things like that. And I think that's wonderful. One of the things that we want to instill as a family of Catholic schools is going out in the community, like you were saying, and spending your time in making the world a better place. So we thank you for doing that. It's almost time for us to go. It's gone very quickly. I told you all it would go pretty quickly. So if you were a student looking at schools, tell me, why would you encourage a child to go to Rummel?
Well, I think that Rummel has, over my 5 years, Rummel has made me a better person and a better man. And I think that the community aspect of it brings you, it brings us all together and it helps out.
Okay, thank you. Great.
It has prepared me spiritually and academically, and you just form this brotherhood that it's so hard to put into words, but it's rate of pride what we have at Rummel.
Okay, great. I love hearing that.
It's absolutely such a close-knit community. You're around great teachers, great students, and always in this Catholic environment, so it makes you just a family for everybody.
And from what I hear you saying is that you definitely take care of the new people that come on the campus, and at the same time, you really feel the brotherhood. So one of the things I think that lends itself to that is the Lasallian tradition that Rummel has. So I'm going to ask you, as we end this segment of our program, if you could tell us, just in one word, what the Lasallian tradition means to you.
I would say community.
Community?
Yes, ma'am.
Brotherhood.
Brotherhood.
Service.
Community, brotherhood, and service. Man, that's awesome. So I thank you all for being here, and I'm so excited just for the conversation we were able to have. So we will be right back with Archbishop Chappelle, some students from Archbishop Chappelle, and they will be singing. They have a wonderful choir, so please stay tuned.
You're watching WLAE, New Orleans Public Television. Find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Welcome back. We have students from Chappelle with us here tonight, and we have Teresa, Mary, and Jenna. All right, so I got that. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We really appreciate it. You all are going to sing for us later.
We are.
Now, I've heard Mr. Serio sing.
Oh, yeah.
He sings.
The singer.
No offense to Mr. Serio, but I hope that you all will do a lot better of a job than he did when he was on the show when he sang. Okay, just want to get that out of the way. But tell us about Chappelle. What do you just love about Chappelle, and what would you tell an elementary student who is looking and considering Chappelle? Why should they go to Chappelle?
I really do love the family environment of it. That really you can go through the halls and you'll see a lot of girls, you'll see someone that you know, and if you don't know them, then they're there to introduce themselves or help you out, whether you're looking for class or whatever you need help with. I also find that it really encourages us to live out our motto, Deus Providebat, which means God will provide. And I've truly experienced that many times throughout my experience at Chappelle.
Oh, well, thank you. And we'll hear a little bit more later on about a club that you were involved in starting this year, because that has me, I want to hear more about that as well. But and what would you say, Jenna?
It's just so family oriented, and we're all like sisters, you know.
And you can feel that family?
Yes, definitely.
Well, that's great. That's great. And Teresa?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I mean, it's a great place to be. It's like you can tell that the teachers and the just the faculty that they're like there to help you and there to make your experience like just learning and just a better environment, and it's a great school.
And I think that's what's so important, that you feel the caring of the teachers and that students are treated in a very sacred way in a Catholic school. And that being said, you were involved, Mary, with a club that you started, and I think Jenna, some of you all are members. Could you tell us a little bit about that organization? Sounds exciting.
Women of Christ was just started this year. 4 other of my friends and I came up with the idea of it in past years, and we were finally able to get it started this year. Really, it encourages the girls to really know what it means to live out as being God's daughter, and really know like the true dignity of a woman and like what our purpose is. And we also kind of put on this image of being warriors of Christ, in the sense that we're fighting against the battle of the world with the lies and everything that's thrown at us, and standing for really the truth that Christ has instilled in us.
Oh, well, I think that's wonderful. I think that's great. Thank you for sharing that with us. And Jenna, what are some clubs in which you're involved in?
I'm in National Honor Society, Impressions. We're all a part of Impressions, and that's the liturgical choir, so we all get to sing for our masses. And I'm a member of Showstoppers, which is our singing and dancing group. So we perform for like Christmas concerts and spring concerts.
Well, thank you. And why don't you share with us, Teresa, some of the things that you've been involved in?
Sure. I'm in the pro-life club at Chappelle, which brings awareness to all the pro-life issues in just with everything in the news. And I'm also in Impressions and Showstoppers, and we are all actually members of the chorale, which is the top singing group at Chappelle, which is we have an amazing time. It's a great group. And
you all are well known throughout the Archdiocese because you do a great job, and I'm looking real forward to hearing a song later on. That's how we're going to end the show, so I'm looking forward to that. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you about was the service, some of the service projects on which you have worked when Chappelle expects you to go out into the world and make the world a better place. What were some of the things that you've done?
One service I did last summer, I went up to this poor area in Shreveport called Allendale and stayed there for a week with these Christian missionaries. And really we just go around and help those in that area, just like doing paint jobs or just plumbing or fixing around. And we also put on a camp in the mornings for the children in that area. And it's really beautiful to kind of see how God works through us to these people that are in that area.
Oh, I think that's just beautiful. And I think what I've gathered from what we've talked about, and it's almost time to listen to the music, to you all singing, but I think one of the things is that at Chappelle, they really instill in how you live your faith and how, as a lifelong Catholic, it's so important that you go out in the world through what you've learned at Chappelle to make the world a better place. So I thank you for being here today, and I look forward to hearing your music. And like I said, we're going to end with the music. Let me ask you this, in just maybe one word, what would you say that describes Chappelle for you?
Family.
Family?
I'd say very loving.
Loving?
A home.
A home and a family, loving. I mean, that is what Catholic education is all about. So once again, thank you for being here. And thank you for being here tonight. We're going to close tonight's program with a performance of Chappelle's choir, the chorale. Thank you for watching. Okay, in just a minute.
The Lord sent me to Mary as she was praying in the sun. I said, "Hail Mary, favored one, the Lord is with you." Mary, it is true. She did not understand